In this video, you will learn about shader editor and creating some new material. This video is a part of our full course, which you will find that at artstudio313.net. If you want to support me and this channel, so make sure to visit my website and purchase the full course. And as well subscribe to this channel so you never miss an upcoming video. Without any further ado, let's jump directly into the videos. Before proceeding to texturing topic, I would like to introduce shading. Open it from the top tab. We have the 3D viewport in this field. At the bottom, the shader editor is available. If my object is the Suzanne head, then I will be able to add a new material in the shader editor by clicking on the new button. Let me get rid of this part too, since we do not need it, and increase the viewport size. You have two ways of creating a material. The first method is to click on the new button in shader editor. The second one includes opening the material properties and click on the new button. As soon as you do it, whatever you have on the right of the screen will also be available in the shader editor from the principal BSDF. For example, if I change the base color from this field, then the other one will be adjusted accordingly. We can conclude that they are linked with each other. Even if you name it Suzanne, the name on the left will be updated too. Switch to the front orthographic view. Duplicate it with Shift-D. We have two objects on the screen. Both of them are using the same material. Therefore, next to its name, you will be able to observe the 2 number. If I make another duplication, then the number will change to 3. This means that there are 3 objects using Suzanne material. By pressing on the new material, one of them will be assigned to a new one. Therefore, 2 of them are using the same material and one has a different one. We can name it Suzanne_02. Changing the color will cause only one to get adjusted. The other 2, which they are linked, are going to change color together. Remove them all. Press Shift-A to add a cube. I would like to texture it. I'm going to repeat the same process as I did before in a face space. Initially from the front, then from the top. Deselect these. Connect one of them with each other. Right-click and add a margin. I'm going to extrude this cube, so you will get to know the abilities of the shader editor. Then we will proceed to texturing the desk and the rest. I have a folder called Wood, which it contains the texture that I will be using in this project. I can drag and drop them one by one. However, keep in mind to click on New from the beginning. Name it Wood. Let's drag them one by one. We need the base color, roughness, normal and ambient occlusion. We need these 4. Place the base color on the AO. AO is observation of the ambient occlusion. Also, this is the base color. We need to mix them together. As soon as I link it with the principal BSDF, then the texture appears on the cube. With taking note of the mark seam we have added. Switch to UV editor instead of image editor. Press U to unwrap it simply. We can also click on them and observe each of their layers in UV editor window. Each of them looks like this. the normal are in blue color. In order to mix these, open up the Add tab and find the Mix Color option from the Color menu. I will place it in between these. Link the AO to the B node of the Mix field. We have two mixes available. The first is located in Shader and called Mix Shader. The second one is the Color. Also, it is called Mix Color. The yellow ones are the RGB or colors. The green ones are actually shaders. Therefore, you will be able to search them in Shader. Modify the mix to multiply instead. Let me zoom in and show you the difference when I play around with the factor. If I press 1, then some areas will become darker. You have already learned to mix some layers. You have the ability to search something by pressing Shift A. For example, type in Mix Color. I don't know why in Blender 3.5 it doesn't show up, unfortunately. Maybe I'm not typing the name correctly. Let's search up another node called Color Ramp. As we could add items with Shift A, you can use the same method in the shader editor. Let me link the rest of the layers to the Principled BSDF. Connect the roughness to the roughness. In the moment of connection, you will be able to observe the sudden shine appearing on the cube. When we place PBR texture on top of each other in order, it will display the material beautifully. We can adjust them further to get a better result too. Add a color ramp in between the roughness. Play around with the bar to achieve the ideal look. The dark and the white parts will draw the glossy and the matte areas respectively. The more I drag the slider towards the white parts, then the more the matte areas will grow in size. Also, the same goes for dragging the other slider towards the black part. I was testing it. I will expand it in details later on. At the end, we have the normal bumps. Connect it to the normal. In the meantime, I will search up the bump by pressing Shift A shortcut. Place it here. Link it to height instead. Adjust the strength. 0.3 should be good enough. We have added a fake bump to it. Add another node called Mapping. I will further explain its capabilities. Drag it closer and connect them all from the vector. Select them all. Press H. It should be easier this way. By pressing H, you will minimize those. If you pay attention, everything has fallen apart. This is caused due to not having a texture coordinate. Link it from the UV. The texture is looking better currently. We can scan, rotate, or move the object with the help of these. For example, let me set the scale to 2. From the top to bottom, drag while left-clicking. Type a random number like 5. As you're able to see, the textures are way too tiny now. It has useful capabilities which we are going to become familiar with it later. I feel like I've explained this part briefly. If you're going to add another texture, then select it. Click on the Add Material slot. In the next step, click on New. Do not forget to assign it. Therefore, it will appear. We have the principal BSDF which we had in the beginning. By adding new stuffs to it, you can alter it further. We have 2 material slots currently. One is called Wood and the other Material. We have the ability to remove or add more as we wish. You also can access it from the specific area. The textures are visible next to it. This was a brief explanation about Material Shader or properties. See you in the next video.